Our guest today is a woman leader dedicated to connecting women in Luxembourg and fostering opportunities for personal and professional development. With a background in economics and certified professional coaching, her journey from the banking sector to support women is really remarkable. She is Mariana Florea, the president of The Network, an organization with a mission committed to empowering women and creating a supportive community. The network serves as a catalyst for growth, providing invaluable resources and networking opportunities. She tells us the story behind the brand name The Network and explains how their mission have been generating impact and support for almost 30 years. Our conversation went into the profound importance of diversity, inclusion, and neurodiversity in our daily lives. So please grab a cup of coffee or tea and feel comfortable to be inspired by Mariana's story of empowerment that make a positive impact for women in Luxembourg. So welcome one more time to the Brilliantly Branded podcast. So again, we are here with another guest. She is actually a person that I have met in our networking here in Luxembourg, and she is Mariana Florea. She is the president of The Network. That is a renamed brand here in Luxembourg with more than 30 years into the market, doing a remarkable work. And they are supporting women across different events, workshops, and networking. She will give us details later on. But Mariana, and I am not going to spoil your presentation, your introduction, but I'm just going to let our audiences know that Mariana is a woman with experience in economics, in coaching. She have a background in banking, and she have a passion for empowering others. That is actually the thing that brings us together today as well. And her journey have been developing the financial sector and coaching in, it's very inspiring who she is. So welcome, Mariana, to the Brilliantly Branded podcast. And of course, the first question is, could you please introduce yourself and share with us a bit about your background and your journey leading up to your role as a president of the network?
Hello, Maria Lucia, and thank you for having me. Me joining the network, that was quite a long journey, actually. In 2012, I came back in Luxembourg from Belgium. And at that time, I was very active in public speaking. I got my certification as life coach, and I was passionate about work-life balance and anything that was related to stress management. And guess what? It was on the agenda of the network in 2012, and I delivered the workshop that was called Working Without Stress, Mission Impossible. So
Why?
So that was my first interaction with the network. And I became a member because I was impressed by the quality of the members, by the feedback I received after the workshop. It was not judgmental. It was, oh my God, I learned so much, but you could have told me this and that. So it was really, I felt very safe interacting with these women, and I became a member.
Wow.
But that was 2012. And then slowly life got in the way. Because I divorced, I had to give up on my coaching aspirations. Because in Luxembourg, if you want to own your place and you are an independent, that's not a good combination.
No.
So I decided to get out my CV that was in finance. And I was lucky enough to get back in the finance world in Luxembourg in 2012. But at some point when life became again bearable after the divorce and after having a bit of stability in my job, I joined again the network. And this time, women, this imposter syndrome, we don't want to receive something for nothing. So I decided to join as the treasurer to support.
What is this about receive something from nothing?
I think if they would have proposed to me at that time to become the president of the network, I would have said, no, no way. I don't have the qualifications. I mean, a few years later, I'm the same person.
This is what you think maybe, but all the growing process that happened, I mean, we are not the same like the last year, and that's for sure.
That's for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, my new entrance in the network was doing something, giving back to the community and getting access in the board meetings, understanding how much work is behind to have events every month for the members. That's a lot of work for a board of women since 30 years, more than 30 years now.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, from
Wow.
one to the other, I became the president. Yep.
You became the president. Well, Mariana, thank you for sharing even part of your personal journey, because, when we have those moments in life that make us do this process of changing something and start a new path of life, and now you are in front of the network. But coming to a little bit the mission of the network, if you wanted to give us a little bit of context about what the network mission is, that will be
Mhm.
lovely.
It's very interesting because I was looking back in, I have a box of treasures that are newsletters from 1991 when the network started to exist.
Wow.
And I was checking, and actually, the mission was always the same.
That
We
is?
didn't, that is to connect women in Luxembourg and to create opportunities for personal and professional development, and at the same time to participate in the life of Luxembourg and contribute to charities supporting women in Luxembourg.
Wow, this is very powerful, because actually you have a clear mission and a clear why do you exist. Because I think that is as very important to know that you have a place where you can connect with others and start actually your journey to belong, to be part of. So actually, the sense of connectivity that you have been developed since then have been making history in Luxembourg, because you are already 30 years, you mentioned.
Yeah, we started in 1991. It was when four women got together to because they realized they were a bit isolated. Again, 1991. We forget, but no Facebook, no Google, no Instagram, no many things that we have
Yes.
today to connect to each other. And actually, at the beginning, they were so the official name is International Business and Professional Network,
Okay.
but because it's a bit long
A
and
little bit.
because a little bit long, so since 1991 until 1994, they called themselves Internet, the Internet. So the short name of International Business and Professional Network.
Oh wow! The internet is a world. I mean, it's now that we are talking about branding and naming. How
Exactly.
do you shift to don't call it internet and to call it the network? I mean, how that happened?
Yeah, I think we were forced to because in February 1994, when they wanted to register the ISBL in Luxembourg, they were told that the internet is something else.
I can imagine, of course.
And that's the moment when the members of the network at that moment, they received a letter and they had to vote and they had to choose a new name. And I have here actually the list of names. It's amazing because we could have been called Interbis, Interprof, Profinet, International Network, the Professional Network, but everybody voted apparently in majority to be called the network.
Wow, yeah, and actually it's a name that have on place the benefit that you are offering, because networking for me, and I think in general, but I have that super clear, is the key of everything. If you don't know how to do the network and you don't connect with the people around, well, then you are out. How you belong, how you make these new friendships that really are going to end up in and inclusion, in diversity, and one another topic is neurodiversity, that are
Yeah.
something very important topics that I I know that you have a lot of knowledge about that specific topic. So you have been actually addressing all those issues. I saw that you are doing workshops actually every month, if I am not wrong.
Yeah.
And one of those, it was talking about neurodiversity. And
Mhm.
actually, I'm curious about to know what have been the lessons that you have been learned through those efforts that you have been done to promoting this diversity within your community.
Mhm. Neurodiversity was a subject that was new for me last year when I attended one of the events organized by the Diversity Charter in Luxembourg. And that's how one of our members who was with me at that, one of the board members who was with me at that event, she was listening to how they described a neurodiverse person. And she was, oh my God, I'm doing this and this and this and this. And I was, okay, actually, me too, some of them, but
Well, you start to discovering things that
yeah,
probably you don't know before. Yeah.
yeah. So that's actually something that's happening to me almost at every event. I'm learning so much. I think I know something about the subject because we have friends that are it's more the kids that are autistic because especially women, they manage to cope with the autism and they don't allow themselves to express it a lot.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that was a lot of learning that again, the studies about neurodiversity, they were done mostly for men
Yeah, of course.
because by yeah society and the rules of to survive in the society, women, they were a bit forced to hide some of the symptoms and to adapt to be able to ignore those things. And that was a huge learning. So today we hear a lot of kids that have ADHD, that are autistic, but there are plenty of adults who haven't been detected. And that was a very big lesson that I learned during this. It was a nice roundtable where we had experts in different fields and everybody explained a little bit what was going on in their specific fields. Yeah.
It's a very big topic, and
Yeah.
actually, I recently discovered that I have a HSP, that is high sensitive person. So I am part of that spectrum, if you can say it in
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have that HSP, and I when I learned that, when I discovered that, I use that on my advantage
Of
right now.
course. Of
Knowing
course.
that, so knowing something and knowing that you have, or knowing that someone have one of those spectrums, I think is very important. We need to learn a lot still, it's always open this learning window from me, and I see that from you as well. So actually, every time I'm asking to my guests that share with us some of the challenges, because it's part of the things that you are doing when you have those journeys, is a lot of challenges and lessons that actually people can learn from, to don't do it the same, maybe to shorter the way. So if you can actually share some of those challenges that you have had with us, that will be nice.
Mhm. Everybody is attracted by the network at the beginning. I'm talking about the members who decide to join the board of directors, for example.
Mm.
And it's a glamorous place to be a board member. Can really count to your career development. But at the same time, it comes with a lot of work because every month organizing the events. I mean, if the team is well organized, things are smooth. Whenever you just have somebody who is saying, don't we have a secretary to write this? No, we are
Yeah.
not a big corporation. We are 7 to 9 women organizing everything every month.
Wow.
So we don't have a secretary to do that. We are writing everything ourselves.
Yeah.
And we like to support each other, and it's everybody gets challenges in their lives. Sometimes it's a happy events that are taking away the commitment from our board members. They
Yes.
come looking for a job, they get a new job. 3 months later, you don't see them anymore.
Wow.
Sometimes they let us know. Sometimes we discover just because they disappeared, and we have to ask them, so what happened? And the answers sometimes are very good, happy events, like I found a boyfriend, or I have a new job, or I'm moving houses, or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, the commitment in a non-profit association, it's not the easiest to keep.
Yeah, well, that is important to mention that you work as volunteers in the
Yeah.
organization, and there is a value that you are adding to something beautiful. I mean, not just beautiful, but useful to the society. And actually, part of the things is how that operates, how the people can be part of the network, how that
Mhm.
works. Can you explain us how that works?
Yeah. So we have this membership that right now we are focusing on individual memberships. It's on our list to expand and have again some corporate memberships because maybe there are some companies who would like their employees to be part of the network for
Yes.
the benefits of participating in events every month. When you are a member, you can also pitch at the beginning of the events. You can pitch your ideas, your projects, your businesses, and that's like an icebreaker to then connect with everybody right after the event during the networking part. And that's interesting for those who have something to share with the others.
Yeah.
At every event, we have a different topic and different format. We try to adapt to the topic, the venue, the format, the speakers, they are all connected. It's not like we don't do every month the same. We really adapt to what our members are telling us that they want.
They need as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then, yeah, so being a member, you get free access at every event during the year. We
Yes.
organize 11 events. Just in August, we are taking a break from the events. And that's the month when we do our strategy meeting.
Okay.
And we analyze the results of the survey that we are sending in June to all the members. So they have 2 months to tell us what they want from us for the coming year.
Yes.
And there are just events where we are asking financial contribution. And those are the summer drinks where we try to bring a bit more drinks and more.
Yes.
Summer we cannot, but drinks at least.
Yes.
And in
Okay.
December for the Christmas dinner. But
Oh, wow.
otherwise, everything is for free for our members.
For your members. And you buy a membership for 1 year or monthly basis?
It's for 1 year, but again, the association when it started was in their statutes. They put a very low level of membership that has to be kept because they want to be inclusive. They don't want to have somebody who thinks, oh, it's too expensive, I'm not going to join. They
Yes.
really wanted to make sure that money is not a problem to joining the network.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you are delivering a lot of value every month. I can see all the events and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, all the value that you are delivering is incredible. And thank you, Mariana, for actually be part of this organization and delivering all this help. I have another questions that came to mind, and is this just for women or men are I mean, they can choose to buy the membership and be part of the network.
hmm Right now, membership it's only for women, but
Okay.
that's on the agenda of this year to discuss how to open this membership also to men. We have
Yes.
to do it in a way that respects the initial intention of the association, but at the same time, we cannot discriminate anybody. We make it very sure that and very clear that at every event, everybody is invited. So we are not discriminating at the events, but in terms of membership, it's true that 30 years ago, diversity and inclusion was not a big subject.
Yeah, correct.
Nobody was shocked to have a cigar club or a golf club that was men only. So that's how we got a women only kind of association.
Yeah, okay.
So now we have to adapt to the new situation. And it's true that even some of the famous clubs that used to be men only, even public speaking clubs until the 60s, they were only open to men. The first
Yeah, that's
woman
true.
who joined, she had to pretend she was a man. She gave a man name to be accepted in the meetings.
Yeah, that have been
Yeah.
changing with the time, but
Yeah, we have to adapt. And I wanted to say one more thing. You said we bring so much value for our members. It's actually our members giving the value back to the members, because most of our speakers are members. So
ah,
it's very rare that we have somebody coming from the outside. Most of the events are really done by the members for the members.
so you are supporting as well
Yeah,
and giving a voice inside of the network.
exactly.
Well, that is good to know. That is good to know, because actually having all this talent, because in fact it was mentioned that part of your challenges was the people come or ladies come, and once they find a job or the boyfriend or whatever they were looking for, they don't coming back. But actually is a place, what I see is a place where even corporates can go and attract female talent. I
Yeah,
mean, it's a very good point of attracting that talent, because you are first giving the tools for them to become better, to socialize, to do the network, to connect with other people. That is where the business starts.
yeah.
So I think it's a brilliant idea. I don't know if you wanted as well to say something to those corporates that wanted to be part of the network and helping and supporting you as an initiative.
Yeah, I think the win-win will be because we open the events to corporations or even small companies, because we have to adapt to Luxembourg size and style of life. And there are not that many huge companies in Luxembourg, I think, comparing to any other countries. So we are thinking of a corporate membership adapted to small companies as well,
Yeah,
that will allow the access of their people at every event. So this will be a good point. At the same time, during the events, we also do like a matchmaking for the job seekers. So
excellent.
sometimes we have a few of them that are looking for candidates. And that's the moment when we introduce each other and we ask them to talk about the jobs they are offering.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's another win-win kind of situation between our members and the companies that are joining us.
Yeah, you're right. And the thing is that we need to be aware about the things and the opportunities and not just for one time. So
Yeah,
if you go and be part of the network and you find your job, well, try to keep it at that
yeah,
alive, because you don't know for how long are you going to have that and when other opportunities will come to you. So for me, it will be actually continuously belong to the organization and to the events and sharing is a good place to sharing and to know other people as well.
absolutely. Yeah.
So well, yeah, Mariana, thank you. And another thing, and talking a little bit about your personal side, I think that you have had the opportunity to have a beautiful experience on people that you remember, experiences that you live because the people in the network. So I don't know if you wanted to share some of those stories that deeply impacted you during this time working in the network.
As I said, at almost every event, because I have to introduce the event, I'm researching the topic, I'm learning about it. And I cannot forget one event that we had in my first year of presidency in 2022. And that was a workshop that was called Get Out of Your Own Way.
I love that.
And I was
It's a
like,
very good name.
what do you mean?
Yeah.
And then during the workshop, we realized we made it was very interactive. Jill Saville was the speaker. She is one of our oldest members. I mean, she's been with us a long time, not that she's old. And she raised awareness about the fact that women, we do have a lot of ways of stopping ourselves from advancing. If I'm telling you this, that we apologize too much. Somebody
Yeah.
hits you with a caddy in a supermarket and you say, I'm so sorry. Like,
Yeah.
seriously. Or we are not promoting ourselves. We are always, oh my God, this was a team effort. And that's quite classic. But one that was striking for me, we are ruminating. That means we think so much about something that went wrong. In our mind, we think that we want to make it better. The reality is there is a time for that. But if you don't move forward, you get stuck in that mistake and you are afraid of making new trials. And we have to learn from men that they are faster in forgetting what they did wrong. That's why the biggest problem of women is that men never apologize.
They just do what is necessary doing. I mean, that's
Yeah.
it.
And it's not with bad intentions. They learned before us that that's a way to advance faster and not lose your time just on one problem. So that was an event I will always remember, and it's always in my mind whenever I find myself getting in my own way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
you are your own impostor, let's say it.
Completely. We
Yeah.
entertain that idea for ourselves, actually. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you mentioned something that is very important is actually be aware that you are in your own way is already a big step.
Yeah.
Because when you just are doing things and going ahead and saying, well, that is something that is not working well, but doesn't matter. I am like this and I'm not going to change. Then you realize that, well, hang on a minute. I mean, you really need to realize one first thing, don't take things personally. That is another thing. I have been working on it for a long time already. That is in general. I think it's part of a gender because I see in guys it doesn't happen like that. I mean, they don't take things personally, and we are like, this person say that, but just because of me. Well, no, you are probably not the center of the universe. Or maybe yes, but well, not in that case. So don't get it in your way. I think it's a very wise advice. So
Mhm.
Mariana, thank you very much for sharing this with us. I don't know if you wanted to add something to call this a special women that wanted to belong, to be part of the network, to be part of this society, to connect for looking for a new job, how they can connect with you, your website, or something else that you wanted to share with us.
Mhm. So apparently, thenetwork.lu, it's not that easy to be found sometimes.
Okay.
So Google, it's very fast at finding, but not all the searching engines. So, but the network Luxembourg, it's always coming up when you look. We are on all social media with this name,
Okay.
and we are trying to keep it up to date. And every year we have to adapt to new people and new requirements for everything. So we are quite dynamic and quite active. The board members are always, we love them to be with us for 3 years, but sometimes if they again have beautiful opportunities in their lives, I can understand that sometimes they step back from what they are doing for the network. But that means we have every year opportunities to renew our board members.
Yes.
And this could be a very nice opportunity for somebody who is looking for a position in a board of directors in not non-profit world, but it could be like a first lesson into what being in a board means.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And yeah, connecting with people because there are a lot of events in Luxembourg. Sometimes it's hard to choose.
Yeah.
But if you join the network, it's not just having a glass of wine and talking to the people you came with, because that's what's happening. I go at many events and I see people that know each other that keep talking to each other. At the network, I started to have this challenge for the beginners networkers. They have to speak to at least one other person that they don't know that night.
That is good. The dynamic that you put it on place in
Yeah.
each of the events. And what are the closest events that you are going to have in the shortest terms?
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned in February we had neurodiversity. In January we talked about burnout, and in March was obviously the big celebration of the International Women Day.
Yes.
In April we'll look at entrepreneurship because some of our members are entrepreneurs. And
Excellent.
we try to always have at least one event every year about this topic.
Mm-hmm.
Then in May, it's about career, because developing your career, it's a subject that interests another part of our members.
Of course.
In June, we'll have something for mothers, mavericks of mothers, how they manage to navigate professional life and still enjoying being mothers. And so on. Every month we have something else. This year we'll bring artificial intelligence in the play,
Very good.
because we realized even in our board, we have somebody who is doing a PhD in machine learning security.
Yeah, wow.
That
Super interesting.
sounds, yeah. So we realized that, again, our members are the best to speakers at our events. And that's what we are trying to always do, connect them with the topics that are good for our members.
Well, you are doing an amazing job, Mariana, and actually, for many years, it's not just like you decide to jump on that and take this responsibility. You have been doing that to give value to empowering people. So from my side, I say thank you for all the job that you have been done and all the thing and projects that you are bringing to Luxembourg, because it's very valuable. And I really appreciate a lot what you are doing and what the organization members, board members are doing. So thank you very much for bringing these kind of initiatives that really are just adding value. So I invite all the individuals and corporates as well and being part of the network and support this initiative, because it's something that are really giving a lot of value. So thank you, Mariana, for being
Thank
here.
you.
And thank you for sharing all, even as a part of your experiences in the network and in your personal life as well.
Thank you very much, Maria Lucia.
We hope you have been inspired by this content and join us for future episodes of the Brilliantly Branded podcast. We will continue exploring the power of branding and the stories behind successful brands. And remember, if you know a woman who has built a successful brand with a unique approach and a story to share, please refer them to our podcast. We would love to learn from their experiences and share their story with our listeners. Stay tuned for most episodes of Brilliantly Branded, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, on our YouTube channel for more branding insights and women empowerment. Until the next episode, ciao ciao.